Hi, and welcome to Screens in Focus, the podcast where we talk about your favorite TV shows and movies. I'm Diana, and today we have some TV and movie recommendations for you. Renee is here to join me. Hi, Renee. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing amazing. Okay, we just talked about Fallout. So please go check out that podcast episode because we both really liked that TV series. So check it out. We talked about the full season, but we also have other TV and movie recommendations. So we both watched Under the Bridge, which is on Hulu. I would love to know what you thought about it, Renee.
Well, so far, we have a couple episodes left before it is. I don't know how many episodes remain, actually. Are there just, I don't know. But we have a couple. We have some episodes left. The series isn't over, but so far I have really, really enjoyed this. And I watched like the first few episodes I watched them late so I could just keep pressing play. And then I went to press play for the next one. I was like, oh shoot, I have to wait. So I was disappointed in that, but no, I love it. I think it's very different and it's, true crime and everything, which is always interesting, but like this, the way it's set up and, it's kind of hard to follow a little bit just sometimes because you're like forward, backward. You have to kind of like train your brain. Okay, wait, which part are we at then? And that kind of stuff, which it makes it more exciting that way to me anyway, because it keeps me on my toes and I have to pay attention. but yeah, I think the girl, there's, the younger girls, the actresses are just amazing. They play their parts so well.
They do.
I'm very impressed.
I was going to say they're like kind of scary in a way.
Yeah.
The way they act, it seems very realistic. I want to step back just a moment because I do want to say, if you're not watching this is on Hulu. It's with Riley Keough and Lily Gladstone, which is the draw for me. That was why I wanted to watch it, because I love them both. And it is about Reena Virk, who is a 14-year-old girl who was, with her friends at a party and then just never returned home. And 7 teenage girls and a boy are accused of her savage murder. So that's what this is about. And so what we are talking about, Renee and I here, are about these girls that seem they're all at this home and they're scary, and it feels, and I'm going to tell you, Renee, I'm like feeling a little uncomfortable. Like, I'm like, even Reena has me feeling uncomfortable.
After that last episode, for certain.
I'm like, what? It almost feels like it touches too close. Not like I have experienced this, but like the reality of it, and to know that it's true, and to know that, some people act out in certain ways that you just don't see or haven't experienced, but it just feels very realistic too. Even though I haven't experienced that, I just feel like it feels very realistic. So I actually like it when we get to see Lily Gladstone, who is, I don't know if she's actually a police or she's a sheriff, but she's in law enforcement. But I want to see her because it feels just a little bit more reassuring. Yeah. And then Riley Keough is playing basically a writer, a journalist. I don't know if she's just a writer or an art, I'm not exactly sure her role, but that's what she does. And they both have known each other from the past, and time has passed between them. And so, so I feel like I need them to keep me a little bit, I don't know, not feeling so awkward or uneasy about what we're seeing. So it's been very good, and we still have some more episodes to go, but I'm liking it, and and I could go read what happened, but I don't want to.
I don't want to know.
I've read some, but then I'm not reading anymore because I want to see what happens in the series. So
but it's very, very good. Yeah.
So check that out. Okay. What else are you watching?
So I've been wanting to watch this series on Netflix called Unbelievable for quite some time. Another true crime. Did you see this one?
Yes. When you said it, I didn't. Yes, I absolutely love this series.
It was so good. And Tony, is it Toni Collette? Is that how you say her last name? Is it Collette?
Yes.
And Merritt Wever.
Yes.
I love Merritt Wever. Like, I watched her in several things and I really, really like her. But they it's based on a news article about these serial rapists from 2015. So they took the news article and made this series. So it's based on a lot of facts and things, but again, just so good and very different than the one we just talked about, but it was, several different perspectives of these victims. And then you got the detectives and these other, lawyers. And I mean, just all these different, and it's just so well done. And I'm kind of late to the show or, late to the party here to watch it because I think it was 2019 when it came out or something, but it's just so good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought I read that, but I could be wrong. But it's on Netflix and I highly recommend it because it's just one that I could not stop watching.
I 100% agree. I really, really liked it a lot. I thought it was really well done and I loved all the portrayals. So yeah, check that out. That's really great. I want to bring up something I'm so excited about, and that is Thank You, Good Night, the Bon Jovi Story. It's a 4-part documentary. I cannot get it out of my head. The songs, I've been listening to Bon Jovi's greatest hits. Oh my God, John Bon Jovi's voice it's so amazing. I just love it. Anyway, enough of that. But let me get to the actual documentary. It's just really well done. It's just this insight into the band and how they started and how John first wrote Runaway and how he tried to get people to play it. And it's just the humble beginnings. And we go through the decades. I love how their music has evolved through the years or through the decades. And they've been able to do that. I started to think not a lot of bands last because it's not just one person where you're the singer and you're taking your career. And even then you have to evolve, right? To stay current. This is a band of people. So it takes a lot for different personalities, different home lives, different thoughts, different directions that you might want to go. So I really loved watching this. There were some bandmates that left, including Richie Sambora. They go into that, which was really, had me gripped at my seat to see what they were thinking, what they were going to reveal to us and show to us. And I just loved it all. I loved John's passion for the craft. It's just so good. And also with his throat surgery that he has been, went through 2 years ago and is currently still healing from. But I would highly recommend it. I love it so much. Of course, it's nostalgic for me because I, grew up listening to them and I still listen to them. But it's just really well done. And I'm excited to see new music from them. I don't know if they'll tour again because John has said, I'm not doing it again unless I'm 100%, just not doing it. So I'm hoping he will be 100% and do it. So please check that out on Hulu. It's out now. All right. What else? Do you have something else to recommend?
Yeah. Another old one. Well, the one that I recently watched that I really liked, I think that was back from 2015. It's a movie called Hidden. And is it Alexander Skarsgård is in that. And which I always like, I see him in movies and then later than I see it, I'm like, that's who it is. I don't know why I can't remember who he is, but I always like him. So this one is a psychological apocalyptic thing that's going on. And it's a surprising take on that genre. Like I was completely thrown when things start. So a family, they take refuge in a fallout shelter to avoid, there's something terrifying out there they got to hide from. And so you're in this bunker with them. So that's always like, kind of claustrophobic feeling and all these things. And it's a mom and a dad and a daughter, a young girl. And it was just so good. I really, really, have you ever watched it?
I don't know. I have to go back and see. The name doesn't sound familiar, but I don't know. Do you have any idea what year it was?
I think 2015.
Oh,
it's been a lot. Yeah, it's been quite a while. But my husband just picked it the other night. I think it was in one of our queues on somewhere. I don't even know for sure I think we watched it on Amazon on Prime Video. And oh my gosh, I just was like, this is so good because I was going to write a review for Undead Walking. I haven't done that yet, but because we just watched it. But it's just, I think people will really that are fans of that genre are going to really enjoy it. So if you haven't watched it, I recommend it because I really, really liked it.
Okay. Well, in talking about that, I saw Civil War. Did you watch this?
Not yet. My husband's out of town, and we need to go see it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I went, my husband, one of my sons, and his girlfriend went, and we all had different perspectives, like what stood out to us, which I love. So the conversation, the ride home, everybody's all, da, 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 we're all like, whatever. And I'm like, really? And we're all like, really? We all have these different thoughts on it, which was very cool. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's a dystopian future America where this team of journalists, they race to reach Washington, D.C. to get to the president who is in his third term. And you don't know why there is the war. I mean, you don't know particulars. They don't go into that. You're just thrust into the middle of what's happening. And from my perspective, what I saw, I was like, it was a revelation to me what these journalists go through to catch these shots and these stories. That's what I was like. And just being on the road, it's sort of like a road trip. And you're on a road trip in this dystopian world, right? So you're dealing with different groups of people. You don't know how, it's like when we watch The Walking Dead, it's like, oh, is this group, are we going to, be shot out? Are we going to be eaten? What are we going to do? Right. So it's really interesting as they travel and what they experience. So I really like this movie. I really love Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons. I found out Jesse Plemons' part, it's a small role. He got put into that role because I don't know what happened with the original actor, but he got put into the role the last minute and he had to learn the lines and they did it. And he is so good. He's so good in that role. But just all the actors in it, they're really good. Wagner Moura and Kaylee Spawney. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I think it's Kaylee Spawney, but they're just all good. And it's basically kind of different generations in journalism too. So Kirsten Dunst is really great. I don't know. I feel like if she could get, I don't know, she should get an award. That's what I have to say. She plays it really well. So go check it out. All right. Do you have any other recommendations?
So I watched, I don't know if I talked to you about this one or not. It's called On the Line with Mel Gibson.
I don't know. Doesn't sound familiar.
He plays this shock jock on late radio kind of thing,
Wow.
And he goes to work and this whole thing, this caller kind of freaks out on him and things go kind of crazy. And it's one of those ones, I feel like it's very easy to say too much. So I don't want to say too much.
Hey, that reminds me of that Clint Eastwood one, from a long, long, long time ago.
I don't know.
Go ahead with this one.
Yeah. So anyway, he, it's one night at his work, he gets to work and it's, first he's interacting with his family, then he goes to work, interacts with his colleagues, and then they go live on his radio show and things kind of go crazy to the
wow.
His family gets drug into this thing and it just was bonkers and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And so I won't say anymore because I'll probably give something away that I don't want to. So, but yeah, it's on Netflix and it's older, 2022, I believe, or something. And, but gosh dang, it was so good. And I just, didn't expect things to happen how they did. And yeah, so yeah, definitely check that one out.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I want to watch it. So I might just tune into that. So I have a newer recommendation. It's called The Idea of You. It's on Prime. It's with Anne Hathaway. She plays a 40-year-old. She's just turning 40. She has a daughter. Her husband is divorced and remarried. And she goes to Coachella with her daughter and she meets this guy that's in a boy band and they start dating. And he's in his early 20s. And at first she doesn't, she's like, no, this isn't my style. I'm not going to do this. And it goes on from there. And it's about just how it goes. So I don't want to give too much away either, but it was a fun watch. And, I haven't seen Anne Hathaway in a little bit. So it was really nice to see her again. I like Anne Hathaway. I know there was a thing a while back. I don't know what the heck that was. People just get in a frenzy and they just start whatever they do. But I've always liked her. I thought she was great. It's a nice romance type movie and it was cute. So I would recommend it. And the last thing I want to say is I watched this weekend, The Fall Guy. Oh my gosh. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt. So good. Woo, I highly recommend it. I will be podcasting about that. So yeah. Ryan Gosling, come on. So much charm. So much charm. A lot of action. It's funny. So you want action, funny, romance? Check it out. All right. I think that's it, Renee, right? Do you have anything else or that's it? You're good?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Thank you, Renee, for your recommendations and again for joining me in this conversation.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Always. Anytime. Anytime, Renee.
Noted.
All right. Thank you, friends out there. Let us know what you're watching because we would love to know. But we really do appreciate that you have tuned in and we are grateful you joined us today. And we hope something that we said today resonated with you, gave you a chuckle, some happiness, some positivity or inspiration. Remember to subscribe to Screens in Focus at screensinfocus.com because we would love more members of our TV club. And you can connect with us through social media. You can get to us through our website at screensinfocus.com. Again, all of those links are in our show notes. And remember to keep watching and keep exploring and keep those screens in focus. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.